Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 2 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Prince Hermes and his cousins, Prince Orfeo of Cannock and Princess Alyssa of Moonbrook, explore the ruins of the Dragon Lord's castle. The Dragon Lord's the foe that Chicken defeated back in Dragon Warrior 1. The trio here explored the ruins. They ended up finding Erdrick's sword, which was the strongest sword back in the first game, but there's going to be stronger swords later on in this game. But for now, it's a very good weapon upgrade from the steel sword that Prince Hermes was using. Gives him plus 10 attack power. That'll help us out because we're going to be using the warp zones to warp around a little bit and start trying to find those 5 crests. We were told that once you get the 5 crests, that we should go seek the spirit Rubis for some help. And surprisingly, the one who gave us that helpful information was the Dragon Lord's grandson. He basically said, like, hey, Hargon, I'm the Dragon Lord's grandson. The world should be mine. Hargon, basically, if he's trying to take over the world, he's stealing what should rightfully be mine. So yeah, he's pulling for us. So now we're gonna start using the warps by starting in this warp here in the shrine, the magic shrine. Once you get the token of Erdrick, later on we'll trade it for that treasure chest there. We get the helmet of Erdrick there. But for now, we're just gonna warp around. So this is actually the fire shrine. If we take the left thing, we end up in the shrine to the northwest of Liamport. We'll be taking care of that warp a little bit later using it. When we take the center, we end up in this in the new continent, the Barren continent. The leftmost one takes us to the tunnel that linked us from Cannock to Hamlin. Some say that Hagen has cast a spell over his entire castle and makes it look fair and peaceful. But Rubis' gift apparently can lift that spell, so second time we're hearing about Rubis. And this is the shrine west of Moonbrook that we used to cross that little ocean, that little stream. So we're just going to exit the shrine and we're going to end up here in this new continent. We'll just come in here for some information. The town here is basically the last major town that you'll visit before you go to the end game. There's a warp in this town that takes you to the end game. But we're coming here for just some information about what to do. Unfortunately, there's a really good shield, best shield in the game for Orfeo, and it's second best shield for Prince Hermes. It's only two less defensive power than Erdrick's shield, which is the best shield for Prince Hermes. But this shield has a special advantage. You can use it as an item in battle, and it'll cast the Heal More spell, so it's like free healing. So we want to end up almost getting 3 of them, one for Hermes, one for Orfeo, and one for Alyssa, even though she can't use shields. So speaking of shields, shields would be good to block the attacks of these orcs, new enemy here. They're very, very tough. They hit you really hard. See, they have attack 75. Luckily, though, they can be put to sleep. They only have a 29% chance to avoid the sleep spell, and they only have a 14% chance to avoid the surround spell. Surround makes them miss more often, and sleep obviously puts them to sleep for, a turn, or at least a turn. So, like I said, Prince Hermes doing the majority of the lifting here. Alyssa's still getting used out of that wizard's wand, but she might be best served sometimes just parrying because of the damage that these enemies can do. Another thing that's annoying about these enemies is, like I said, they hit hard. We're going to be encountering a lot of them because, as you can see, the terrain is forest and hills, and forests and hills have pretty high encounter rates. So, another thing is that makes this place kind of annoying is one of the enemies that we're going to run into, the Titan Tree, which we run into right here. They can do that magic dance that steals your MP from your characters. So they'll steal your MP, and that's important MP that you need for your healing and stuff. So we're going to have to use a bunch of those medical herbs as well to supplement our healing, because these guys, see, they're doing the strange jig. We lost 12. That's 2 Heal Mores. Heal More cast 4. So luckily the Titan Trees can be put to sleep. They only have a 29% chance to avoid being put to sleep. So it's probably the best spell to use against them. They have a little bit more better defense against the surround. And plus they're physical attacks ain't really what you have to worry about. What you really have to worry about then is, of course, using that strange jig to steal your magic points. So, yeah. Evil trees. And other enemies we have here are some of the ones that we were encountering back in the Dragon Lord's castle. You know, the basilisks. So they watch out for them because they can poison you. So Alyssa learned a new spell. I believe she learned the defense spell, which now will help us take out. Later on, we're going to be fighting more of those. The Gorgons that can cast the defense spell, that can cast increase on themselves to raise their defense to the point where you can't hurt them. Well, now we can avoid that by casting the defense to take their defense back down. So I accidentally threw away the medical herb. I wanted to trade it to Alyssa to use, but yeah. As you can see, we got hit by a few of those trees, so we're pretty much down on our MP. So luckily though, the town ain't too far away from here, so just gotta cross that bridge and then cross the little desert there. So yeah, we see it in the lower left there, and unfortunately one of our characters got poisoned, but we made it to town. We're safe. I see that I face many great dangers and many lie ahead. We call this town barren. Welcome. I need the jail key to talk to that guy later. Rogue Fastfinger? No, I have not heard of him. But we'll learn more about him later. I seek the Thunder Sword, for one need not know magic to use its power. Osterfair lies far south of Middenhall on the Great Island. That's one of the places we're going to want to be going to next. We deal in tools. What can I offer thee? So, same thing. We're going to buy an antidote herb. Remember, it's cheaper to buy an antidote herb, use it, then go to the House of Healing. So we'll just buy that antidote herb and then use it on Alyssa there. And we'll stay at the inn here. Right here we got the lottery. We don't have any lottery tickets though, so. And let's talk with this other guy here. Hopefully he goes up. Oh, he went down. We can get him before that other soldier blocks away. We deal in weapons and armor. Dragon Killer is an increase to a better sword than Urdrick's sword. The Shield of Strength, really expensive, but like I said, really good shield. We're going to want to get at least 2 of them. The Leaf of the World Tree has the power to revive ghosts. Your character becomes ghost if they get brought down to 0 hit points. So, with the Magic Loom and Dew's Yarn cloth, you can make a wonderful item. We'll learn more about that stuff a little bit later, but we're just getting a little bit of clues about some stuff that... That's basically like the ultimate armor. If thy name is Hermes, I have a message for thee. Seek the Fire Monolith and the Sun Crest. We were at the Fire Monolith earlier. Thou should see the King of Osterfair for the Moon Crest. So now we know the location of 2 crests. Pardon me, good folk, but dost thou have the time? I thank thee very much. But if we don't have the time, she kind of curses us. Not really, but like... My ears become cabbages and my tongue a sausage. A little cursing never hurt anyone. So, there's the House of Healing. Beyond there is the warp to basically the final area in the game. That guy there, that wizard guy, he saves the game. We don't want to talk with him because we still want to have our save set back at Tantagel Castle. So this leaf talks about a tree that has all the leaves. That's the Leaf of the World Tree. We're going to find that one a little bit later. So, some more similar enemies to the ones we were fighting in the Dragon Lord's Castle. Notice the Basilisks though are in like 2 groups. We have Basilisk 1 and then Basilisk 2. So we can't use, if we're using Inferno spell, we want to use it on the group of 2. Because unfortunately they're not all in one group. Otherwise the Infernus can hit them all. But we're only going to be able to hit the 2 on the right. Just look at that. Alyssa, we were at full hit points and these guys are beating her down and stealing MP off of us. So. Yeah, it's tough to say who's the bigger threat here. The Basilisks, because they can hit hard and they can poison, but at the same time too, the strange trees, we want to get rid of them as quick as possible so that they don't use that strange dig and steal on MP. So later on, we'll be able to get an item. We could have won it from the lottery, the Wizard's Ring. Basically, you use it as an item and it gives you back some of your magic points. It has a 10% chance, though, to break every time you use it, so if you get lucky, you can use it a bunch of times. If you don't get lucky, then you might break on the first time, so. And that can restore anywhere between 9 and 34 magic points to your character, so. Heal ourselves up, and now we're going to head back to that warp. And unfortunately, Alyssa is going to be defeated on our way back, so we'll get to see what the ghost does and see how you get rid of a ghost in your party. So, all you have to do is go to the House of Healing and select the Revive option, or if you'll eventually learn a spell, Revive, that can revive characters. And then the third way is you can get a Leaf of the World tree. We've kind of got a little bit of hint about the Leaf of the World tree. The only thing is you can only have one Leaf of the World tree, so it's not like you can go to the tree, pick a leaf, and then grab another leaf. You can only have one at a time, so you can't fill up on them. It'd be nice if you could, because that would definitely help survivability, but. So here's a good enemy for gold. They drop a lot of gold, these gold orcs. A little bit tougher than the regular orcs, I guess because they have a spear. But otherwise you can deal with them in a similar manner. Same evasions as the regular orcs. 29% chance to evade sleep spell, 14. But they do have a better chance to avoid the surround. 57% chance to avoid a surround spell. So the best thing to do on those gold orcs, just put them to sleep. So. Heal ourselves up here. Yeah, unfortunately here we're also getting a lot of strikes with the enemies going first, so not entirely sure exactly how those things work. I guess they just have a higher agility. There's something to do with your agility and their enemies' agility, so yeah, these are some tough enemies here, but we are strong enough to make the trip. Luckily, though, once you get out of here, we'll be pretty good to go. So, here we go. Passless orcs, bad combination. So, let's use the Inferno spell. Eventually, we're gonna get an item that can cast Infernos for nothing. So, but we gotta wait for that a little bit. There's actually a trick to get that item, because you can get that item over and over and over again and sell it. It's called the Staff of Thunder. And when you use that, it casts the Inferno spell. But it's a guaranteed drop from one enemy. And if you get it, sell it, and then you can go back, fight that enemy again, get the drop again, and sell it. It sells for like, I think 17,000 gold, or a little bit more than that. So, it's a good way to get money, but we won't be using that trick. So, here is the Flame Shrine. We were told to look here for the Sun Crest. So we play the Echoing Flute, and you'll hear that the flute, it echoes. So what you have to do is you have to go outside here, and up in this little corner here, you just basically have to search. And that's where you find the Sun Crest. So, yeah, pretty tough to find that. We could have got a helmet for Hermes back in, we had enough money. But some enemies drop that helmet later on. We get lucky, we get that helmet. Plus, pretty soon we end up getting Erdrick's helmet. So, let's go to the House of Healing. You pay some money, and that revives your character. When they're revived, though, they only come back with 1 hit point. So you want to, go stay at an inn or something and heal yourself out. Or if you're in Tantagel, like we are here, we can just heal up and then talk with a man below who restores all our MP for nothing. So we'll just have Alyssa and Orfeo cast a bunch of heal more spells and top us off. And then we can just talk with a man and heal ourselves up and then go save our game. You're going to be doing a lot of adventuring, like I said, from Tantagel. But before we go from Tantagel, we're going to head over to the east a little bit. We were told about Ostafair to get the Moon Crest. And we're going to learn a lot of stuff in Ostafair that'll help us out, like including the location of the Golden Key. So Ostafair's our next location to go to. It's to the south of Middenhall. So we'll be taking our boat over that way in the next episode. So come back and continue to cheer Prince Hermes and his friends on. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.